Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
It is 7:37 on a super busy Friday in your nation's capital, 15th day of August. We're trying to cover everything happening in our town, our nation, and around the world. Coming up at 8:05, C.J. Pearson will join us for his commentary on the D.C. crime situation and what he thinks might be one of the root causes of this crime issue. C.J. Pearson at 8:05. It's Larry O'Connor alongside Patrice Onwuka.
Happy Friday, Larry. We made it.
We did. This Friday has been a long time coming, actually.
Yes.
All right, let's turn to the ongoing story. We're a week into this storyline now, and the Democrats and the media continue to sort of trip over themselves in their response to President Trump utilizing his federal executive powers to sort of commandeer the operations of the D.C. Police Department for the next 30 days, as well as integrating federal law enforcement reinforcements to help D.C. police keep law and order and crack down on crime and other problems in the District of Columbia. The latest announcement last night was that the D.C. police will now drop their sanctuary policies and cooperate with ICE. Joining us right now is the former acting ICE director and a former federal prosecutor, Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
So, D.C. tries to do this clever thing that other jurisdictions, Montgomery County and Fairfax County, they say, we're not a sanctuary city, we're not a sanctuary jurisdiction. But they basically are, because if you were in the country illegally and you committed a crime, and ICE put out a detainer for you so that you can go through the deportation process, D.C. police would not honor that. They would not cooperate. That is a sanctuary city, is it not?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's so funny that these jurisdictions say they're not sanctuary cities because they don't explicitly call themselves sanctuary cities. But that's exactly what sanctuary cities are as we define it, which are cities that do not cooperate with deporting criminals that are already arrested in local jails. That's the whole thing that they're essentially doing, and they have a few other platitudinal things, but their main thing is keeping criminals in the country and in the community.
Well, and this is so important, this step that we've seen here now, because, we've seen that D.C. was one of the main cities where a lot of illegal immigrants who entered during the Biden administration landed. And I don't know about you, Jonathan, but I've certainly seen what I suspect is a lot of these folks hanging around the city, scooting around the city, on driving recklessly on scooters. And so now maybe there's actually an effort to check and make sure these individuals are not here illegally, and then to remove them. What kind of pushback, though, can we expect, not from the public as much as from people working in D.C. who are part of the system? I'm thinking of the D.C. Attorney General, for example. I'm pretty sure he's not too pleased with a move like this.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get support from sort of internal D.C. police politics, but what they will have support for, which is the most important part, is the D.C. police officers will fully support this. I mean, probably overwhelmingly. So that's what's most important, because if they're able to make arrests, make stops on the street, and turn them over to ICE, no matter what anyone in the city council or the mayor's office or D.C. Attorney General's office thinks about it, it's, so what? These people are getting out of here. And a couple of things are really important. D.C. police have lost, or their manpower is down about 800 people since the BLM riots of 2020. So, that's had a big impact on their ability to fight crime when your manpower is down that much. So this is really injecting just almost the amount of people that they lost. So this is going to be great for D.C. residents. I think all of us are happy, other than the Democrats, and the Democrats are only unhappy because I think they think this might work. And what does that do? It just reveals how bad they've been managing the city, because I'm from here, and it's been poorly managed my whole life. So this could really show, hey, we can actually do something about the crime, do something about the homelessness.
Following up on Patrice's question, though, the D.C. Attorney General, Brian Schwab, has now sent a letter to the police chief, Pamela Smith. You know her. She's the one who doesn't understand what a chain of command is. Saying that Attorney General Bondi's order for police to cooperate with ICE is unlawful, and that in his legal opinion, Police Chief Smith does not have to follow it. The mayor, while in Martha's Vineyard, apparently put out a statement saying that the emergency powers of the president only pertains to federal purposes and not local purposes. But immigration is a federal issue. So what is your legal judgment here? Is this a lawful order from the Attorney General? And is the Metropolitan Police Department compelled and obligated to follow it and cooperate?
Yes, I believe it's a lawful order. I think this idea that these local jurisdictions have any say on, immigration policy or immigration law is really laughable. But I think there may be a court battle in it, but there's a supremacy clause issue which the Trump administration should win in court. But I don't think Chief Smith is going to back down on this, and the members of the police department are not going to back down on it. So I don't really think this will change unless somehow the Attorney General does something to go to court and tries to compel her not to do it. But this idea that you can't cooperate with ICE, that's almost really getting into the world of obstruction and harboring if he's saying that, if he's trying to discourage them from cooperating with ICE, but also trying to keep illegal aliens in the country. So I think it's really not going to change anything. And
again, this is in the nation's capital, in the shadow of the White House. You would think that federal authorities should be able to enforce these laws and compel local police to do so. In your opinion, just in the last few days here, how is this integration working? Maybe you can answer the question about chain of command. I know that Pam Bondi has appointed the DEA director as the temporary police commissioner. How is this working so far? Because this is a lot of overlapping jurisdictions and a whole lot of overlapping entities. Is it so far? Is it functioning properly?
Everything I'm hearing is that it's working well, and I think all of these law enforcement agencies are enthusiastic about doing this because they've seen the DC crime problem, and they like, it's typical for, particularly in this DC area, for federal and state or federal and local law enforcement to work together. So it's not something new. And also the head of the DEA was most recently in Virginia. I think he was the director of public safety. So he understands local law enforcement, federal law enforcement quite well. And I think the thing that's, I think, really important, when you listen to Greg Pemberton, who's the union head of the DC Police Union, he's enthusiastic about it. So that tells you a lot. The guys on the ground, the rank and file are happy about this. So that
right.
says a lot.
The men and women in blue are saying, finally, thank you. More, please. Jonathan Fahey, former acting ICE director, thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Coming up in a quick moment, we talked all week long about the homeless encampments, criminal vagrants living in tents right in the shadow of the Lincoln Memorial and the Kennedy Center, and it continued through the week until yesterday. Something happened yesterday with those tent cities. We'll tell you coming up in a moment. It's 7:44.